Okay, in this video, we'll take a look at the full trip. The full trip is when price moves through the entire rotational area, from rotational high to rotational low, or from low to high. This is a fairly large rotational area. This is a chart of the NQ. The rotational area will fluctuate from day to day. Some days you'll have a smaller area. Some days the area will be like this. This one is pretty large. This is a reflection of historical market activity. A larger area tells me that the market has been expanding. It's been trending. A smaller area tells me that the market has been in consolidation mode. What I do with this information is I will keep it in the back of my mind, because I know markets expand just to consolidate, and then they consolidate just to expand once again. So keep an eye on the size of this rotational area as we go through these charts. One of the obstacles of the full trip is the price has to make it through the baseline, and we can see here that we had some pretty good resistance, some indecision here, but we did break above and we made it to that upper rotational. Now this is not a full trip. This is a half trip from baseline to rotational high. Another trade that I look for in conjunction with the full trip is on a breakout of the rotational area. I will look for price to go to the next line up. This line is too close for a target. The risk reward is not there. But this line is a better target. And notice how price gets to this target and immediately begins to chop. Let's look at another chart. Here's a chart of the ES. This looks like another half trip. Here's the open. Here's 15 minutes into the session. We're testing our baseline. We're also testing our walking baseline here, and we start breaking above. We do make this key level, and we rise higher from there, and we make that half trip from the baseline to the rotational high. We break out and retest, and we do make this first target up. We also make this second target right here, this minor move line, and we immediately begin to chop there as well. Next chart. Chart of the ES. Price is moving down. We're testing the top of the rotational area. We pull up, we get back to the rotational area, and we're breaking our rotational area and our walking line at the same time. This is good for the baseline. We do find support there, but we do break that support and we make the rotational low, making the full trip. And on this breakout right through here, we do make that first target, that minor move line. Let's move along. Chart of the NQ. We've got a lot of indecision here at this full move line. We're breaking down through our walking line, and we do break back into the rotational area. We have a retest on this minor move, and then we make the baseline and a break of that. We do eventually make the full trip at this point right here from high to low, and on this breakout, that target might seem a little close. We did come up for a retest. We had some interest come in right there, some high interest, and we break below this support and we make that first target down. Actually, other targets were made if you held runners. Next chart of the ES. Price is kind of trapped between these two minor move lines and this rotational high. We do break in and we break through our walking baseline, and we also have this key level come in right here also. All of this is good for the baseline. We do break through and retest we finally do make the full trip down. We find a little support there, but on a good break, this looks like it happened fairly quickly right through here. But we did make that first target, and that second target was made. Let's go to another chart. Chart of the TF. Here again, we're caught between these two minor move lines. We break back into the rotational area. We're also breaking the bottom of this key level here, which is right with that rotational high. We get through the walking line, we come up for a retest, but we do make the baseline, and we have some indecision through there. This is the TF, and we eventually do make the full trip down and that first target. Let's see, we break back into the rotational area here, but our bias is to the short side. This is the walking baseline. We do get above our walking baseline and back above our baseline, and it's pretty choppy right through there, but we did make the full trip back up. So we had one full trip down and then one full trip up. I trade mainly in the morning hours. I don't do much trading in the afternoon anymore. I do other things. Let's move along. It's a chart of the NQ. We're trending up. We come to our rotational low, and we have a minor move pullback. We go back up for a test, and we break through, and we get to the baseline, and we just start chopping pretty hard right there. We do eventually make a break. We have these high interest bars right through here, these blue bars, driving us back up to the rotational high, making the full trip. And on this break, we do make that first target up, and we start to chop. Some of this, actually, this chops down for another test of the rotational high, and chops back up to that minor move line. Pretty choppy. Let's go ahead. It's a chart of the ES. We do make it to our rotational low. We try to peek back out, but we test the baseline. We pull back, and we have high interest coming in here as well, driving price back up and through the baseline. And we make the full move, the full trip up here, and we immediately start to chop the rest of the day out. Next chart. Chart of the NQ. Let's see, we're trending down. Here's the rotational high. We get back in. We have this high interest come in, and we do make the baseline. We find some support. We eventually break that, and we make that full move down to here. That's a good trade right there. On this breakout, we don't quite make this target down here. Price turns and comes back into the rotational area, and here again our bias is to the short side. I tend to be more conservative, and well, as I said earlier, I trade in the morning hours, but a more aggressive trader may take that and have the full trip back up. Next chart of the TF. We trend up, we get to the rotational low, we get by that, test the baseline, we pull back to the top of this key level. We make it back to the baseline and above, get to the rotational high, and have this indecision through here. We finally get above that, and then we trend up. That's pretty interesting right there. We're smooth until we get to the rotational area, and we pull back, continue the trend, have this chop, and we're smooth once we get out. That's a pretty good look. Doesn't happen every day, but it's nice to notice. Well, that's it for this video. I just wanted to give you some looks on the full trip, and thanks for watching.